The Detroit Red Wings are on the hunt, baby. They're right there in the playoff race, and in today's game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, they will have their work cut out for them going up against some of the best players in the league. Kucherov, Vasilevsky, Hedman, Point. Can the newly formed and newly coached Detroit Red Wings core go up against such a stacked group of veterans? We'll see later in today's show. I, unfortunately, will not be able to watch this game. I'm going to be hitting the slopes, going to be skiing for the second time of my life, hopefully not going to pass away during it, but I will be out and about, so unfortunately, don't expect a post-game video from me about this contest. However, I did want to get into some commentary about the Red Wings from Red Wings guys, and just go over some of the statistics heading into today's game against Tampa. Because it's been no secret that the Red Wings have been dominant under head coach Todd McLellan. He's revitalized this team, reinstated that sense of drive and urgency into this team and its players. And when you think about some of these statistics, it becomes really crazy just to think about how this team was so down bad earlier on in the season. Let's go out there and look at this post made by the Winged Wheeled podcast. The Red Wings have a #1 power play in the NHL in their last 9 games. They've scored at a 51.6% rate. That is insane. 51.6%? Over 50%? You're telling me that anytime the Wings get on the man advantage, it is an over 50% coin toss that they are going to get the goal. I mean, it certainly felt that way if you take a look at some of the results on paper. I mean, last game they were 3 for 4, whatever it was? The Red Wings have been astonishing on the man advantage as of late. Something that I think Play Freaking Hockey goes out there and dictates. Anyways, let's go over some of the other statistics. The Wing Wheeled guys also tweeted this out yesterday. The Red Wings point leaders since December 29. Patrick Kane leads with 15 points in 9 games on the team. Lucas Raymond has 15 points in 9 games too. Larkin's got 14 and 9. DeBrincat's got 12 and 9. Eric Gustafsson with 8 points in 9 games played. Mo Seider, 9 games played and 8 points. And Marco Kasper with 6 points in 9 games played. A lot of offensive production going on with this team, in spades compared to what we had seen earlier on. Now, shifting gears over to some of the other elements of the team, aside from the guys that have gone out there and started producing in the best ways possible, the Raymonds, the Larkins, the Canes, etc., I wanted to talk more about the young guys, and I wanted to use this article from earlier this morning published by Ansar Khan to go over this narrative. So, link is going to be in the description of this mlive.com article. It's going to be alongside of our ExpressVPN affiliate link. It's the first link in the description. You could go out there, save some money, and get some free months on your VPN, and give the channel some support too. But this article by MLive is also there. Red Wings young players are progressing during the team's rise. It was published earlier this morning at 3 a.m. my time in Vancouver. And with this in mind, we are going to go and read some of these opinions and quotes about the younger players. So, this article focuses on Marco Kasper, Albert Johansson, and Jonathan Berggren, not to mention Simon Edvinsson, who has the best plus-minus rating on the team. Todd McLellan said this about the young guys in Detroit. You get excited about your first-round picks, all your draft picks. You pick them and they come and you're excited about them. You don't see a lot of negative aspects in their game, and then they get here and we kind of figure them out a little bit and formulate a plan for them. Some develop quicker than others, physically or mentally, and then when they finally get here, you hope that they can fit quickly, that they can find ways to be productive, not always based on points, but be productive in contributing to a game, and if you can be winning while they do that, then I think the process moves a little bit quicker. It does take time, and for as much as you try to hurry it, you can't. So, this is where the article dives into some of the young guys and their performances over here. It talks about Simon Edvinsson, how he has been given more minutes and how he's been actually doing pretty well despite the limited power play time, no matter if he's paired with Mo Seider, Petrie, or Albert Johansson. That Simon Edvinsson was a top pick for a reason, and we're really starting to see this early return out of him and his development, considering his NHL maturity and just his big solid frame helping him out. I mean, he's only 21 years old, but already he's doing pretty good things as a rookie for the Red Wings. Of course, he's not gonna win the Calder Trophy anytime soon, nor is he gonna win a Norris anytime soon, but if he continues down this development path, there is definitely a bona fide top 3, maybe even a top 2 defenseman in the making here. He's already a pretty stable top 4 option. So to say you demanded anything more out of Edvinsson at this point is kind of ridiculous. He's already been providing so much. His other defense partner, though, that Albert Johansson, this is what Ansar Khan writes about him here. Johansson was the odd man out of the lineup much of the season before being thrust into the lineup after Petrie was injured January 2nd. Johansson's first NHL goal, which was January 10th versus Chicago, proved to be the game winner, and he logged a career-high 18 minutes in Thursday's 5-2 win at Florida. Get a couple of games in a row helps the confidence for sure, Johansson said. Makes it, I wouldn't say easier, but you're always in a game mode and tempo. It's easier when you know where you're going, playing a couple of games in a row. It's kind of hard to be in and then out and then in again. You want to be in the flow and in games. And this, of course, is all due to the Jeff Petrie injury. I'd say that Johansson has stepped up pretty well. They want to be aggressive and use my skating to shut down plays, he had said. I'm not the biggest guy, so my stick will be very important to defend with. That's something they're talking to me about. Use my stick as much as possible. Other than that, just try to play my game, move pucks, join the rush when there's time for it, and be good defensively. And for the most part, I'd say Johansson has been mobile. He's been looking like he belongs. Obviously, there are still some shaky moments once in a while. I mean, he is brand new to the NHL after all, but still, like Simon Edvinsson, Albert Johansson, you can't really expect anything more out of this guy. He's 24 years old, so definitely a bit older, but he has developed for quite some time in the SHL and the Grand Rapids Griffins. The fact that he's finally getting a full cup of coffee with the regular Red Wings, this was never going to be an easy year for him, but he's looking pretty good, especially as these games are going along. Seeing him approach that 17, 18-minute time on ice metric also helps out in spades. And finally, this article on MLive goes out there and talks about Marco Kasper and how he's been placed on the top line with Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond. It's definitely a change for me from center to wing, but I've played the wing before, so I kind of know my role, Kasper said. Playing with Larks and Lucas, it's a lot like trying to get pucks back and get them on their sticks. Get in open spaces, make things happen offensively, but also play a responsible defensive game, playing against good lines. Just trying to read off these guys. They're helping me. After a shift, we're talking about what to do out there. And so, with Marco Kasper having this sort of new role, this instilled confidence in his line mates and in his own forechecking ability, obviously, Kasper has provided some new life to that line. Sorry, Joe Veleno, you've been pretty good, but still, there's a lot to like out of what Marco Kasper brings, and that is evident by his multi-point games over the past little while here. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Detroit Red Wings and some of these updates on their young dudes, some of their stats, and what the younger players are saying about their new roles on the team. We're gonna see what happens against Tampa later today, but for now, thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.